we're struggling in this push and pull energy that's been going on for goodness knows how long. And then maybe you come along and you're like, I don't feel aligned to this. Or I don't like to have this new year, new me energy. Hey mama, welcome to Naturally Empowered Living, your safe space to guiding you on your unapologetic self-awakening journey to learning your energy of alignment and feeling good again. This is your weekly sanctuary to wake up from autopilot and transform the way you approach motherhood and life through the power of meditation, energetics, and root cause therapy. It's my mission to help you embody the foundations of self-love, trust, and inner connection to be unapologetic in the evolution of who you are. Here, we honor all parts of ourselves, the messy and the magic, the shadows and the light. If you are ready to get to the roots of cultivating real change, warm up that cold coffee, pop in your earbuds, and tighten that top knot, mama. Let's discover our power within together. Happy New Year, fam. Happy New Year. I hope you're having a wonderful start to your new year. I stumbled over those words a little bit because if you aren't, that's okay too. My family and I have been struggling actually through the last couple weeks just with sickness and just with a lot of change and shedding and tough conversations and exhaustion and all those things, right, that come with the new year. And I noticed my throat chakra a little bit tighten up a little bit. As I said, I hope you're having a wonderful start to your new year because it's okay if you're not. And it's okay to honor that truth if you aren't. And I hope that you are. Gosh, my prayers are that you are. And even though that my family personally, and I are not, like I've had so many cry sessions and it's only a few days into the new year. I look at it as a shedding. I look at it as an evolution. I look at it as a chance to shift my perspective because in the past, I would have seen these harder times as weakness and failure and what am I doing wrong? And this is the new year and I should be doing this and should be doing that, shoulding all over myself, right? And even though, I mean, we still have those hard seasons and we still have the hard, you could see it in a different light. And it's hard to express sometimes too, because if you talk to people and, you have that safe space and you're venting or you're saying, how things are difficult or what you're going through, it is so good and healthy to have an honored, safe space to share those feelings that sound irrational or to share those thoughts that don't make sense or you just sound like you're overreacting. Because inside, you still can validate, your feelings are still valid, okay? Even though you feel that you sound silly or overreacting on the outside, being able to express what you're feeling or what you're going through, to be able to release that, to let that out in that safe container, it's so healthy and it helps, in my opinion, expedite, the process of getting through it because we're always going to have those seasons. And we're going to have those times where we feel like, gosh, why can't I just be grateful? Like things can always be worse. And I mean, this isn't a space for toxic positivity, right? Like you could still have a good perspective, even though you're going through the shit and the mud. Okay. So I hope that makes sense. And I hope that wherever you are in these first few days of the new year, that this episode can bring you some light, however you receive this. So let's jump in. I recorded a new meditation right before the thick of the holiday craziness started. I recorded this meditation and I want to offer it for free because this time of year is a lot. I mean, wherever you are, within your traditions or within your family or within your personal seasons, I mean, the end of the year to the start of the year, or if you celebrate specific holidays or if you have specific religions or beliefs, I feel like there's a lot cupped into the end of the year and then the beginning of the year. So it's a lot. And we're coming down from that high, hopefully, of the holidays also. Maybe the stress of the holidays, possible sickness, the go, right? And then we're, quote unquote, supposed to flip this switch and goal set and set intentions for a new year and have all this planning and your year intact. And this is all these things, right? All these bubbles. I'm like talking with my hands right now because you're supposed to flip this switch and now be in this mode when you had all of this going on for months, possibly leading up to flipping that switch. And now we're into something new. Like, it's too much. This time of year is also a time to rest and a time to slow down, right? So if you're ready to embrace that rest, right? If you're ready to release stress, to release the overwhelm, to release any stuck energies that maybe you have been holding on to for a long time, or maybe that you've shoved under the rug to get through the holiday season, I have a specific, simple, yet powerful body-centered meditation that will leave you feeling those feelings of calm, of groundedness and alignment. And you could go grab that meditation now after listening to this episode to find your calm. You could grab the link in the show notes, because the link you'd have to write down. It's nel.kit.com/body-centered.meditation. So just grab it in the show notes and you'll be redirected. You'll get it right to your inbox and you'll be able to download it there. But going back to this time of year, okay? The holidays, the planning, the prep, then the celebrations, and all this big high energy, right? And also possibly heavy weighted energy too. All these big emotions going through this time of year. It's also a specific season, right? It's a specific season, being winter in the Northern Hemisphere. And it's a time for slowing down. It's a time for resetting. It's a time for reflecting, for hibernating in a sense, right? Like animals literally hibernate and slow down. Think about nature's natural cycles. What makes us as humans different? I feel sometimes like we fight against our natural flows because of the time of year, the conditioning and pushing of agendas or societal just norms or whatever that might be. We're struggling in this push and pull energy that's been going on for goodness knows how long. And then maybe you come along and you're like, I don't feel aligned to this. Or I don't like to have this new year, new me energy. Or I don't feel, that this is what I should be doing, but everyone else is doing it. And I just this doesn't feel right to me. But you do it anyway. Or you don't do it and then you feel like you're broken. Or you like have this push and pull energy, this conflicting energy. And it could be because you're fighting your body's natural rhythms, your body's natural cycles. So yes, technically, it's a new year with our calendar year, but going by nature's clock, we're in a season of rest in the Northern Hemisphere. And even in the Southern Hemisphere, being in summer, technically we still aren't starting all these new things because you're nurturing what has already been planted. In the summer months, you're nurturing and growing what's already been planted. So I'm not saying to not feel into the new year, 2025 energy. I mean, last week's episode was all about that, right? I'm more so saying, or giving yourself permission to release any motives or hidden agendas or struggles or forcefulness that you may be feeling now, this time of year, and let you lead. Let you lead. Let your body lead. Let your connection to where you are in this season, wherever you are in the world, wherever you are in your familiar personal life, work, like wherever you are in this season, let you lead. I personally never aligned with the New Year stigma, like ever. I was always that rebel saying, New Year, new me. Like, no, I'm still me, like I've always fought for me because I have felt belittled. I have felt degraded. I have felt not good enough, right? So I'm always like, no, it's still me, maybe a little upgraded, evolved, improved, growing, but I'm still me. So I've always clashed with that. And I've always felt like it was degrading to myself to call myself out like that, right? So then when I had kids, both of their birthdays are in January. So I feel like that was another nudge to me, like, yeah, you don't have to follow this societal stigma. You don't need to align and follow the pressures of the New Year propaganda. because like we're all still on a high and celebrate my family personally. Like we're all still like now in celebration mode, right? The high strung mode of the holidays, now to birthdays. It's, still in planning mode. It's being meshed with clinging on to that slowing down of the winter, reset and rest. Like it's a lot. And I've always like taken all of January, always before kids, and even now, I find myself taking all of the month of January to like, whew, let's take a breath, right? Let's have this be a soft launch for the new year. Let's have this be a planning period. Okay, let's set some intentions. Let's look at my habits. Let's see kind of where I've been and what I'm doing, still honoring, where I am. And I've always noticed like this surge of energy come back, a couple months into the new year, March, April. I live in the Northern Hemisphere. Hello, spring, right? It's just so wild that I've always felt this energy, and now I'm like learning the why behind it. It's like, oh, it just clicked. Okay, I've always felt this, but now I'm learning why, like it just clicked, knowing that I've always been drawn to this, and now I see why. I encourage you, like if you are struggling with this time of year, or if you feel behind, moving into the new year, you're like, oh my gosh, I haven't even cleaned my house from Christmas yet. And you feel the guilt of shoulding, and you're like trying to force it, but you're not feeling it. Ugh. Like you just have this push and pull. It's okay. Take this as an invitation and a call to turn inward. How are you actually feeling? Have you come down from the holidays? Do you feel the need to rest? Gosh, it's not being lazy. When your awareness and your intentions are there, it is not being lazy. I'm still unlearning that. And it really opens my eyes when I see myself going at home all the time. Like I never sit down between like the multiple hats, right? Of being mom, of being wife, of being homemaker. Is that the word? Like I work inside the home. My husband works outside the home. So I'm the one doing the chores, cooking the dinners, taking care of the house, right? Taking care of the animals inside and outside, being the business owner, being the chauffeur, being like all these things. Do my kids take that in? Like, gosh, mom never sits down. There's always so much to do. To the point like that they're going to be like that too and not honor their rest. Like I always go so deep in like overanalyzing everything, right? There's good and bad there. And I'm aware of it, right? And this past winter break from school, it's been the slow that I've been craving, even though I've struggled so much. And my kids call it being bored. My oldest, at least, Jalen, doesn't really understand yet. She's like, a movie and snuggles? Yes, please. It's a hard balance to model the art of slow living, of just being. I always tell my kids, like, it's good to be bored. That's good. It opens us up to endless opportunities to turn inward and to be present. But I'm like taking that in too, because here I am sitting with the guilt that sets in too. The guilt of not getting out of the house over my kids' winter break because we've been sick and we've been quarantined to staying inside. And, we haven't, I just wanted to clean the house and organize after Christmas and all the presents, and like the house was in shambles, but then here my kids are, they're wanting to play. Like it's a constant push and pull. Like I hope this is kind of a personal-ish episode because I'm sharing a lot of my feelings, like of that push and pull, of that pressure, of that struggling to find that balance amidst the time of year that it is. You see all these new year and resolution and all this stuff. Children, if you are a parent, children are always here to humble you. And it is such a gift to be able to be each other's teachers. Like I'm not ready for their winter break off school to be over at all. Like I want to spend every second with them, but I know that I need a reset. Like I need that break. I need more moments of less stimulation, more moments of grounding, more moments to get captivated in my passions and in my work, more moments of meditation and calm. Like, gosh, life. What a magical ride, right? The guilt of the mom guilt of feeling like, hearing your child say, gosh, you don't play with me enough. And then me thinking like, I feel like all I ever do is play. But then I'm like, well, it's always like, 1 second, buddy, I'm doing the dishes. 1 second, I'm changing the laundry. Like that's what they hear. And it's just, the constant push and pull. What a magical ride life is. So this episode, it's an invitation to you to turn inward into your life. I shared the inwardness of what I'm going through right now, right? The thick of what I'm going through right now. That balance, that guilt, trying to get healthy, get the house, disinfected so we're done with this. Like it's single digits outside and I have my windows open, like in the house to air out, right? So this is an invitation for you to turn inward, to take time to honor what you need. If you don't have your goals set, your whole year planned yet, if you're feeling behind, it's okay. And if you do have all that stuff and you're like ready for a gung-ho year, like, yes, go girl. Like that is amazing. Like I can't wait to sit down and like write our goals out. We do that every year as a family. We write our goals out, but we haven't done it yet. And it's okay because I'm not going to force it. We are buttoning up other things, before we move on. And that's okay too. Like take this time to honor yourself and your needs. And I shared all of that in that safe space to show you like we all struggle. We all go through hard time. Even if the highlight reel says differently, right? Or, you see like this picture perfect. They're always so happy and go lucky and they have it all figured out all the time. We all effing struggle. And I will always be that space to share like when I am. Because to put that face on and fake it, that's not what you're going to get here. Not what you're going to get here. So I am so thankful that you held this space for me to be able to share, kind of to release a little bit of, what we're going through also within this new year. I'm so excited for 2025. Like I'm so giddy. I'm so giddy for what's to come because I have all these signs coming to me. And I know without a doubt, everything that we're going through in these moments are shedding. We are energetically shedding what no longer is serving us. We're shedding the physical, emotional bodies, that energy that no longer serves us. And I see it so much. I mean, I could go on and on with just what's been going on within our life the past couple of weeks, but I'll spare you that. Hopefully that you received the principle here of kind of where I'm trying to get at, because there always is a reason. There always is a light. And I am so giddy for what's to come in this year. And I hope that you received this episode in that light also. And if it feels right or good, go download my free Slow Down to Release Stuck Energy meditation in the show notes. It has helped me. I've listened to it countless times. It has helped me so much the past couple weeks. So go download that. And until next week, as always, simply be you. You have everything inside of you to learn your energy of alignment and be unapologetic in who you are. I'm sending my love and so much light.
Did you find this episode relatable or empowering? Peace, we love of VL.
Thank you for spending this sacred time with me on Naturally Empowered Living. I pray this episode has brought you a step closer to tuning into your energy of alignment. And if it has, please consider leaving a written review sharing how this show has impacted you. Your feedback truly lights me up and helps other moms find their way to this community. And if it feels right, please share this episode with another mom who might be struggling to remind her that she's never alone. Be sure to check the show notes for more ways to connect and explore how we could work together to reclaim your power and deepen your relationship within. Thank you. I appreciate all you are and all you do.